Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that I think almost all of us have felt, mental fatigue. We're going to break down what that state of exhaustion really is and, more importantly, lay out a clear path to help you overcome it.
So let me ask you, does it ever feel like your brain is just running on fumes? You know that feeling? You're totally drained, you can't focus, and every little task feels like climbing a mountain? If you're nodding along, then you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into what's actually happening.
Okay, so it is super important to get this straight. Mental fatigue is not just being tired. It's way deeper than that. It's a real depletion of your focus and your vitality. Think of it less like needing a nap and more like your internal battery is completely, totally drained. It hits your emotions, your ability to concentrate, everything.
So where do we even begin? We start with immediate relief. Think of this first section as your own personal mental first aid kit. These are simple, actionable things you can do the very moment you feel that wave of exhaustion about to crash over you.
Here it is, your 5-step emergency protocol. First, and this is the most important, just pause. Whatever stressful thing you're doing, stop. Second, breathe. A few slow, deep breaths can literally calm your whole system down. Third, change your scenery. You don't have to go far. Even just looking out a window breaks that mental loop. Fourth, listen. Put on some calming music or maybe some nature sounds. And finally, sip. Grab a warm, non-caffeinated drink like an herbal tea. These steps sound simple, I know, but they are incredibly effective for getting some instant relief.
All right, that first aid kit is crucial for putting out fires. But for lasting change, you've got to rebuild your foundation. This next part is all about those nourishing habits that will actually restore your mental and physical energy for the long haul.
What's really cool is seeing that recovery is a two-pronged approach. You can't just focus on one thing. On one side, you've got mindful practices. These are things that feed your soul, right? Getting back into a hobby, spending time in nature, connecting with people who support you. But on the other side, you have the non-negotiables, the physical foundations. We're talking rest and sleep, regular movement, and a diet that actually nourishes you. It's such a clear reminder that you can't fix a tired mind if you're not taking care of your body. They go hand in hand.
So let's just zoom in on a few of these, because they're real game changers. First, you have to shift your thinking. Rest is not a luxury, it's an investment in your future energy and productivity. Next, remember that even some light exercise can release those mood-boosting endorphins. A balanced diet is absolutely key to preventing those awful energy crashes that just make fatigue so much worse. And lastly, this one might be the most powerful tool of all, learning to say no. It is how you guard your energy. Okay, we've talked about first aid for the moment and habits for the long term. Now we're going to the deepest level, building mental resilience. This is about fundamentally rewiring your mindset to protect yourself against stress for good.
And this right here, this brilliantly illustrates the internal shift we are aiming for. On the left, you've got the fatigue trap. That's that harsh inner critic, the voice that says, I can't handle this, or takes one tiny mistake and blows it up into, I'm a total failure. But look at the right. The resilience mindset responds totally differently. It says, okay, I can take a break and regroup, or I will be kind to myself and learn from this. It's a huge shift from self-attack to self-compassion.
So how do you actually build that resilient mindset? Well, the good news is these are skills. They're things you can practice and get better at. Start with self-compassion. Literally, treat yourself the way you would treat a good friend. Start to challenge those negative thoughts. Recognize that harsh inner voice and then consciously reframe what it's saying. A simple gratitude practice, like noting 3 good things each day, can totally shift your focus. And finally, simplify. Reduce the clutter in your home and, more importantly, the unnecessary commitments in your schedule. Give your mind some room to breathe.
And of course, we have to say this. If this feeling of fatigue just won't lift, if it's really impacting your day-to-day life, seeking professional help is a powerful sign of strength. A therapist can give you personalized tools and support. This is not a last resort. It's a smart, proactive step you can take for your well-being.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, let's talk about the path forward. Because knowing all these strategies is one thing, but how you approach the journey of recovery, well, that requires a gentle mindset.
I really want to leave you with this powerful thought. Remember, this is a gradual process. Be patient and kind to yourself. Let that really sink in for a moment. This isn't about a quick fix or flipping a switch overnight. It's about small, consistent steps and being gentle and compassionate with yourself as you go.
So, let's turn all this learning into action. I'm going to leave you with one final question. Looking back at everything we've talked about, from the first aid kit to the mindset shifts, what is one thing you will do today to nourish your mind? Your journey to recovery starts with that one single step. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.